Hey guys, Andrew Goldsworthy here with Rooted. I'm really excited today to talk to you about how to update WordPress the easiest way possible in Pantheon. If your site is installed in Pantheon, you'll know it's an awesome platform. If it's not, check it out. I'll put the link in below the video here so you can check it out. It's got tons of incredible security features. It's super fast as a hosting provider, and tons of little bells and whistles that make development really easy. And even starting now, they're offering free HTTPS and global CDN services. So your site's going to run faster and it's going to be more secure. So we love using it. We use it for all of our projects with our clients. But one of the things that I hear over and over again from clients, if they don't want Rooted to help them maintain the site, is that it's kind of complicated to update the site. So I wanted to talk today about the simplest way possible to go through this process. Now, note one thing here, that when you are going through this update process with the core software and the plugins, it's extremely important that you make a backup of your site first, okay? The other thing that we're not going to cover in this particular tutorial is the actual process of testing to make sure that those updates on the WordPress core and your plugins aren't causing any errors on your site. So it's really important to test your site after you run these updates to make sure that nothing is broken, make sure that all the features are working properly, and that you're not missing any opportunities to connect with people because of the errors on your website. We're strictly going to talk about today, how do we click the update button to update the core WordPress software, and then how do we go through the process of actually updating the plugins without ever needing to touch Git or a FTP client. If you don't know what those are, then this tutorial is perfect for you. So you'll see here that I've logged in to my dashboard. I selected the site that I wanted to work with here, which is on this tab. It's a Habitat for Humanity site. It's really important here that the process start with, on this code tab, you're on the development server tab here, and make sure that the connection mode is on Git. If it's not, just click here. It'll take a couple seconds to shift over to Git mode, and then you should be set to go. So the first step here is you're going to see if there are updates for your WordPress core. You're going to see updates are available. It's really clear here whether or not they're available. There's a bunch of what are called commits in here, and you can see that this person has not updated their site in a really long time. So we're going to make sure that they get up to speed. Updates are absolutely critical to making sure that your site is performing well, and especially with WordPress, it's really important that it's up to date because WordPress is targeted so frequently by malicious people to try and hack it. The more up to date you can keep your site, the more secure it's going to be. So again, this is specific to Pantheon hosting service, and it's going to make it really easy. So we've got our site in Git connection mode. We know that there are updates available. We're going to click Auto Resolve Conflicts and then hit Apply Updates. Now you're going to see it go through this process. Right now what's taking place is a bunch of programs are essentially taking some code and bringing it into this development server. Now remember that because we're working on a development server, this is not going to affect the live site that you guys have. Does that make sense? Yeah, you're not touching the live site currently. You're basically updating a copy of it on a development server. All right, so it looks like those updates took place. The core is updated to 4.8 on the development server. The next step is we're going to click over to SFTP mode. So as I said before, there's two modes here. Click on SFTP mode, and you're going to see something start to spin. Things are taking place. So while it does that, we're going to start to actually log into the back end of your WordPress installation. Okay, so right now we're looking at the Pantheon dashboard. You can click on this Visit Development Site link, and it'll open up in a new tab. You're going to log in, okay, just like you always would. You're going to end up on this dashboard. This is probably looking pretty familiar to you. And then we're going to go down to Plugins. Now, if you what you can see here is that there are going to be available updates for some of these plugins. Now, if you have premium plugins, it's very possible that this process will not actually update them, because sometimes WordPress premium plugins live in a different location outside of the WordPress ecosphere. So you're going to have to go get those, and those actually take a completely different update process. But what we're talking about here is updating any plugins that live within the WordPress ecosystem. So that means you can go to wordpress.org, go into their plugin repository, and download these plugins there. The beauty of this system is you don't actually have to do that. All we need to do is actually download them through this interface, and we're going to take a look at how we do that. So I like to click on Update Available, right? These are little filters up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform a bulk action. So I clicked to select all of the plugins. I go down to Update. Make sure you don't hit Delete. Make sure you go to Update. And then I'm going to hit Apply. And you're going to see that this starts to run a script where it goes into the WordPress ecosystem and it starts to find these updated plugins, brings them in here automatically, and boom, just starts updating all of the plugins for you. How easy is that? It's really awesome. Okay, looks like we went through all those updates, no problem at all. I'm going to go back to the Pantheon dashboard, and you're going to see here there's a new message that said 500 file changes are ready to commit to the dev environment. So what we're going to do is write a message in here. I'm going to say plugin updates completed, and then we're going to hit the commit button. It's a lot of updates, so it's going to take a little while to commit. All right, so you can see down below here that in our commit log, even though it's a little bit washed out, we've got both our update to WordPress 4.8, so that's our core update, and then you're also going to see the message that I just typed in, plugin updates completed. All right, so as it's syncing all that code, the next steps that you're going to take here is eventually you're going to push all this code live. And I'm not actually going to walk you through this process, because what I would normally do is I would go to the test server tab. I'd click pull files and database from live environment. And this is going to prepare you for being able to go into the front end of the site on the test server and make sure, do all the testing that you need to before you can bring these things live. Click around the site, make sure that things aren't reporting errors, make sure that there are no problems with it, make sure that everything's running smoothly. All right. So I'm going to click this deploy message, and I'm not going to walk you through our test method. There's a lot of different ways to go about to make sure that your site is running smoothly before you move all this information over to your live server. But I just wanted to walk you through the simple steps of actually updating your core software and updating the plugins, because at the end of the day, we want you guys to have a safe and optimized website. So as you can see here, if there's any questions about this, or you just want to chat about online marketing in general or web development in general, hit us up at rooted.in/chat. We'll have the link below this video, and we'd be happy to talk with you more about updating WordPress, about Pantheon, web development, marketing strategy, anything like that. Otherwise, hope you enjoy and have a good day.